I'm Nancy Cantor. I'm Chancellor at Rutgers University, Newark. I think one of the most interesting things about this year's Gender Summit is that it really is the start or the result, if you will. I'm not sure if it's the start or the result of a real movement. I mean, the global movement that was being discussed. I mean, that now it's gone from Europe to North America, and now it will go to Africa, and then to Korea, to Asia. So it's really a remarkable both consonants across the globe, but also then we get to think deeply about what are the unique, as Wanda Ward said, what are the unique features in which gender and gender dimensions of research and the way in which gender impacts society, how they are manifest in different local contexts. Sex and gender dimensions are incredibly important in research, and one of the ways in which they're important is, in fact, when you try to really take on grand challenges in society. So if you work your way back from a grand challenge to the science that may perhaps provide solutions, then you really see how important it is to have an inclusive community of experts that thinks about the issues and that really thinks in a very deep and embedded way on the ground about how life works on the ground and what that means. And to do that, you absolutely can't ignore, at your own peril, you ignore not only the human talent involved with involving women and women of color and all kinds of intersections, but the dimensions of culture and gender and biological sex that really make a difference in how one experiences the world. I would like to see very much addressed at future gender summits the notion that science really can impact on society, but that to do that we really have to build inclusive science workforces as well as inclusive models of what the issues are in society. One of the ways in which we make sex and gender dimensions absolutely essential to the enterprise of STEM work is that we really convince people that you can't solve grand challenges without taking it into account, and that you can't do it with half the world's workforce and half the world's talent. And this is my second time at a gender summit in Brussels, and what I often bring back is the sense in which there are shared concerns, but there are local languages to consider those shared concerns. And so, for example, yesterday we had a conversation here about intersectionality, about what it means to think of race and ethnicity as well as gender. Well, that's a very different subject matter when you come at it from a European perspective and when you come at it, for example, from a US perspective. And so I think it's that kind of at one level controversy and difference, and at another level really interesting expansion of what it means to think deeply about these questions. And I think this kind of a summit is just perfect for making us aware of what we take for granted in the way we frame our questions and the way we think about our solutions.